Parents always want to give the best life to their children, the life that probably they were not able to live themselves, right? Although I'm not a parent myself, I know that when I was younger, I was always thinking to myself, when I have a child, I will have him or her when I will be able to give him everything that he needs. But what do we put in that definition of everything that the child needs? And I want him to have an amazing life. I can tell you one simple thing. There is something that most of people don't think about. We always think that material possessions and toys and maybe trips here and there with family, or maybe going to summer camps and hanging out with friends and having beautiful clothes can be enough for children to feel that they have an amazing life. But is that really so, right? Because when I was growing up, um, I don't come from a rich family. We always struggled with money, and my parents always worked a lot for that specific reason, to give me and my sister the best life, everything that we would need for our life. And I cannot complain really, because I kind of believe right now that I'm looking back at my at my childhood that I was pretty happy. I might not have had a lot of things, but I was very creative. I did a lot of things with the little that I had, and I was still feeling that I always have food, right? I was not starving. I was always clean. I was always having, like, if I craved a certain toy, my parents would always buy it for me. Maybe not right away when I was expecting it, but they would still make it happen for me. Or like I remember the thing that I really, really wanted for myself is a dandy. And it took years for my parents to be able to buy it for me, but they still bought it eventually. But in all that chase, after giving me material things, my parents were never present in my life. And I always carried that loneliness in my heart, honestly. Since I'm a kid, I guess I developed that especially acutely a little bit later in my life. Somehow it didn't show that much in my childhood, but it showed much stronger when I was a young adult. Because I always found myself feeling really lonely in this world, or like I will be rejected. I wasn't wanted. I was always feeling like, yeah, I never belong anywhere, and nobody has time for me. So, in their chase to give me everything that they think I needed, my parents didn't give me the most important thing: their love, their presence, their, um, their dedication to me as a kid, right? And at the same time, they installed certain beliefs in me around work, right? They instilled in me a belief that if you want to have something in life, you really need to work hard. You need to give your everything. You need to sacrifice so much for your family, for being able to afford certain things. And that belief didn't show up in my life until I started my own business. To be honest, when I was still working in a bank, I had a stable job. I might have had it at the very beginning where I was like thinking, okay, maybe I should do some overtime, or like maybe I'm not as good as I think, so I need to learn more things. Like, it was subtly showing here and there, but eventually I managed to kick it somehow at that point in my life. But it came in full force when I started, when I opened my own business. And it intervened in so many ways in my life, and it took me a lot of time and a lot of work, inner work, mental work, for myself to kick that belief and like set myself free. So looking back, yes, I had a good childhood. I had things that I wanted to have. I needed to learn how to be patient, but eventually I was still having the things that I wanted to have. But I felt lonely. I felt unloved. I felt that the proper attention was never given to me, and it created something much deeper inside me. So when it comes to giving your children the best life, what is the best gift that you can actually give them? Today, I believe that the best gift that you can give them is a very healthy mindset. And you do that by being a role model for them, by being present, by loving them and showing your love, not through material things, but through being there for them when they need you. Because I remember so many times I was coming home and I had some kind of stressful situation at school or wherever I was at that time, like at kindergarten, and I wanted a hug, but there was nobody around, or I wanted to speak with someone not now in that moment, but they were not there, or I simply wanted to sit in silence and have someone next to me, and again I was all alone. And that was the theme throughout my childhood, and I wish it wasn't. I wish today that it wasn't. I wish my parents were there for me when I really, really needed them. So I developed a healthy relationship with the world as well, right? Because my relationship with the world developed in a way that, yeah, I didn't feel welcome. I didn't feel wanted. I felt alone all the time. So the best thing that you can do for your children is to help them develop in a healthy way in their head, right? And how do you do that? The trick here is that many parents think that if they teach children how they should be in life or how life is, they will learn from that. But the point is that children are not adults, right? They don't learn in exactly the same way as adults. And most of the time, children learn by copying, by watching you live your life and just repeating what you do, right? I don't know if you had a game like I'm from Russia, so we had a game called Mothers and Daughters. And who do you think we were replaying in these roles? Right? It was like a game where we would gather like a bunch of girls at the street, and we would have a doll or we would play with each other basically, but we were reenacting the role of our mothers, and we were reenacting it in different ways, each one of us, because we were copying how our mother was showing up. And children do this in a very instinctive way for absolutely everything. They watch you. They don't even need to ask you questions sometimes. They can feel your vibe so much more easier than adults, right? Because children are much wiser in a different way compared to adults, because they are still so much connected to their intuition, to their true self, that they sense things on a completely different level compared to adults, right? So that's why words might not necessarily be the best means of communication with your children, but your actions, your behavior, the way you feel, the way you speak, they affect so much more. So coming back to the name of this video, to the title of this video, what is the best gift that you can give to your children? In my opinion, and seeing all the people I have seen so far, in my opinion, it's the gift of you being the best possible role model, you living the life that you want to live, so that your children can see that it's possible, so that your children can dream, right? You dreaming is the beautiful gift that you can give to them, because they will be dreaming. So many people in our world nowadays don't pursue their dreams because they have not been taught how to do that. They were taught from the very early childhood, like things like forget your dreams, get a stable job, and just go with your life, right? But this is killing so many people nowadays. This is why so many people are depressed, so many people are anxious, so many people are living in fear, because they don't have an outlet, the one that would create a different reality for them. How do we create different reality? By dreaming it out, by imagining it, by like developing that muscle in our mind, where we really dream, and we not only dream like aimlessly basically, but dream knowing that it's possible, knowing that we can achieve anything. And you instill that in your children by being that person, by going after your dreams, by allowing yourself to pursue your passions, to do things you love doing, by taking care of yourself, by not ignoring what you truly want and need, but giving yourself this time and space, so that they, when they grow up, give that time and space for themselves. So think about that. What kind of gifts are you giving to your children for the future? What kind of personality and mindset you're instilling in them by being their role model right now? I'm really curious to hear that, so please share it in the comments if you feel like, of course. And I would be really interested. It would be really interesting to discuss and see, how do you see it for yourself? Do you see whether you're helping your children or actually handicapping them for the future? So I hope that video was useful for you. Don't forget, if you're watching that video and you like what you're seeing, please subscribe to my channel just at the bottom of this page, and leave me comments so that we can have a discussion. Thank you very much for watching, and I'm wishing you a really amazing day.